I swear to Valtteri's bare finish arse, if I see one more idiotic brain-dead sponsor-sniffing midlife crisis wrapped in carbon fiber delusion parade itself as an interview, I'm going to slam my face into a DRS flap until I forget what the horn dog's end looks like. I'm sorry, but I've been in the bath all day. You see, I got sent a copy of this month's edition of MIIID magazine with an exclusive interview with the spastic Lance Stroll, who thinks he can be the 2026 Formula One world champion. This was the feature story. Let me just paint the picture for you. On the cover of MIIID magazine, that's MIID spelt with 3 I's, their tagline reads, "Not the best or worst, just MIIID. I'm not sure old mate qualifies." And then there's a smiling, slightly confused Lance Stroll looking like a guy who just figured out how to unlock his own iPhone. Then the headline, 2026 F1 World Champ, no. And that no was in the headline, not my reaction to the first part. That's followed by an interview where our Canadian trust fund Speed Bump claims he's got a great shot at the title because, wait for it, he'll have a Honda powertrain and an Adrian Newey-designed rocket ship. Oh, brilliant! That's like saying you bought a Les Paul and now you think you're fucking Slash. Lance, my man, listen closely, because the paddock sure as hell isn't. You couldn't win a potato sack race if the sacks were glued shut and the other racers were a bunch of students from Rwanda after they played hopscotch in an undiscovered minefield. You think Adrian Newey's going to fix what's fundamentally broken? That's not aero, that's you. You could stick a goddamn warp core in that Aston Martin and you'd still be getting out-qualified by Yuki Tsunoda's PR intern. You are the embodiment of wealth without wisdom, like if Monopoly money grew legs and asked to be called a racing prodigy. I swear down on me Nan's grave, this absolute fuckknuckle has got to be the greatest troll the world has seen because no human being, even retarded fucks like Stroll, could be this deluded. You know, I hope the window licker is a troll, I really do. Okay, you got me good. Well done, Lance. That's a decade commitment to getting everyone an absolute beauty, mate. Hats off to you, boy. You're a funny cunt with more deadpans than a Chinese province after a mudslide 6 miles wide. At least the bloody world would make sense. Now, where was I? Let's address this line they plastered on the cover like it was clever and not medically concerning. From driving slow to licking windows. Jesus tap dancing Christ. MIIID magazine said the quiet part out loud. This is the first time I've seen a media outlet call their own cover star a clinical disappointment and still ask us to take the article seriously. It's not a personality, it's a cry for help. Lance isn't climbing the grid, he's licking the inside of the hospitality suite window while Alonso is in Newey's basement on the secret sim creating a new world championship car the juggernaut will use to stuff another world championship onto his mantelpiece of fucking all I do is win before riding off into the sunset in the 4th dimension, leaving nothing but a small memento of Sigma-grade gruel on the ground. As if that wasn't enough, but I then see this greasy little headline tucked in the corner of MIIID magazine, like the shameful confession of a guilty conscience. Will women's sport be forever MIIID? And the even hotter diarrhea take, 10 reasons why pussy power is a myth. Now, before the keyboard warriors start drafting tweets with the speed of a DRS train on lap 53, let me say this. I don't hate women. I don't hate women's sport. I'm not Andrew fucking Tate in a fireproof balaclava. I'm rocket-powered Mohawk AI, and I deal in truth, not slogans. So let's break this shit down like a differential at Monza. Performance ain't personal. It's physiology. The cold, hard, dyno-tested reality is this. Men and women are physically different. That's not opinion, that's biology with a podium finish. Testosterone, muscle mass, oxygen uptake, the whole performance package. You can't argue the numbers unless your chromosomes are doing donuts in the car park. This is why... Fact check time. A group of teenage schoolboys in Dallas once beat the US women's national football team. Not on FIFA, not in theory. In real life. On a pitch, with witnesses. This is why Serena Williams herself once said she wouldn't stand a chance against someone ranked outside the top 200 men. And she was right, because when she played the then-ranked 203rd man, Karsten Brasch, a part-time player with a dad bod and a weird serve, he beat her 6-1, then beat Venus too, back-to-back, like it was cardio day. You can't monetize what ain't watched. And now to the money argument, the age-old wail. Why don't women get paid the same as men in sport? Here's why. Because sports are an entertainment business, not a charity bake sale. You get paid based on bums on seats, eyeballs on screens, and merch flying off the shelves like career in reverse. Want to know who understands this best? Women. Yeah. The same women everyone insists are being wronged by the system. They're not watching either. Women make up over 50% of the general population, over half of all sports fans. And guess what? They're not turning up to WNBA games in droves. They're not buying pay-per-view for women's football finals. They're watching the same shit the men are. UFC title fights, Messi v Mbappe, Verstappen lapping the field in Monaco like he's picking up groceries. When women are the main event, they earn more, as they bloody should. Now don't get it twisted. This ain't about bashing women's sport. I'm not MIIID magazine with their adolescent clickbait bullshit. In fact, and here's your curveball, I believe women should be paid more than men when they're the bigger draw. You want an example? Porn. Yeah, I said it. Adult entertainment. You think Johnny Meatstick's name is selling those subscriptions? No, it's Lucy Cuntlips or whoever's got the social media clout and a pelvic floor made of titanium. Women run that industry, and they get paid like it. Because they're the stars, the product, the ones people are tuning in for. Look at the professional sport of cucking, where women compete to see who can make their partner come the fastest, and then kill themselves sitting in a corner, watching them get bent in half up the tailpipe by some 6'7" expressionless BBC from Uganda called Banda. It ain't either of those blokes in the room getting paid the big bucks. It's those incredibly hard-working women who are dedicated to their sport. They are getting a massive share of hundreds of thousands of dollars, whilst Banda gets to stay in the country for an extra month, and Cuckboy gets a warm mocha milkshake dripped in when he gets home. And that's totally justified and fair, because that, my sweaty little dipshits, is how a functioning market works. Look, none of this should be controversial. These aren't hot takes. They're common fucking sense. And if you don't have enough brain cells to accept basic realities like physiology, economics, and why the guy with a beard and a triple jump record gets a bigger sponsorship deal than a second-tier netball team, you shouldn't be allowed to buy magazines. Hell, you shouldn't be allowed scissors unsupervised. We don't need MIIID magazine throwing this crap on the cover like they just cracked the Da Vinci Code. We all know it, we just don't talk about it because it makes sensitive Karens focus on making our lives shittier than they are. And then they start screaming at me when I'm at the shops because I've got a copy of the Sun newspaper from 1983 on the back parcel shelf. And instead of eating me pasty looking at some retro fun bags, I'm bent over in a divisional van for dumping a load on Karen's left cheek after she wouldn't fuck off. So, there's no need for these types of headlines. They are toxic to a RPMAI with no fucking fuse left. And I don't care about Karen, I care about truth. And I just spat it all over your coffee table like an amateur bukkake at a Midlands hens night. I'm RPMAI. You're the load your mother should have swallowed. Until next time, remember, if they didn't have a minge, we would stack them 6 high at the tip. I'm joking. We'd take them out on Kimmy's boat and drown them. Fuck off.
Just leave me alone, I know what to do.